guys, welcome back to my channel. Well, what I have for you today is a DIY, and I want to thank everyone for their understanding when I had to take Friday and Monday off. I was just totally depleted. I was so tired, and I don't think I'm the only one, because a lot of you said, I haven't responded to any comments because I just totally went off the radar, and I'm going to start responding again starting with this video. But I know I read a lot of comments that said, you know, that you were tired too, and there's just so much going on these days. It's just, it's unbelievable. But I think I'm going to change my name to 321. So let me show you what you'll need if you want to make this adorable farmhouse little DIY. Okay, as many of you know, we have tons of wood around here. So my husband didn't even really have to cut this. I think all he had to do was just cut some ends off because I wanted it this long, okay? And then I'm going to be using my IOD stamps in the retro, but I'm going to be using them a little different. Then I have some of this Daz clay. Now, a lot of you know I don't care for it, and I don't. But to do this, I was going to use a lot of clay, and I already had this, so I thought instead of using my IOD clay, I would use this, and it worked out well for this, okay? And then I'm going to be using my Titebond wood glue. Now, I would recommend the blue label of this Titebond. I think it applies and adheres to a broader amount of surfaces, okay? And then I'm going to be using my hazelnut chalk paint from Waverly. I love this stuff. And then I think I'm going to be using the Apple Barrel Antique Parchment, okay? And then I probably am going to be using the Stays On ink in either Timber Brown or the black. I'm not sure yet. Going to be using my brush that I love, okay? And you'll need some scissors. Oh, and I almost forgot. Then I'm going to be using these IOD barnwood stamps. I've had these for quite a while and just now got around to using them, but I think it's going to be really cute. So let me go ahead and get everything flipped down, and you'll need some sandpaper. And we'll get started with this. I think it's going to be so cute. Little farmhouse DIY. Okay, I'm just going to take my Waverly chalk paint. You can add baking soda to this if you want for texture. I really don't want to add anything like that this time, so I'm just going to pour a little bit out here, and I think I've poured way too much, but we'll see. And I'm going to get this brush that I absolutely love. Okay, and we're just going to start applying coat right on this board, just like this. And we're going to paint the top and the sides. Now, you can go ahead and paint the back of your board, and it might help you not to warp. Sometimes boards will warp if you don't paint the front and the back. I'm not going to, for time purposes, and I don't typically do it anyway, but just for your information about that. Okay, now I'm going to go dry this with a hair dryer and wash my brush out because I don't want anything to dry in. Okay, it is dry, and this is how it looks. I really love that color. Okay, so what I'm going to do for now is set this aside and go to my next step and show you how I did it. I did it earlier, but I had a little accident just a few minutes ago. Okay. So what I did is, like I said, I took this retro stamp set from IOD, and I used them differently. Now you do want to take like a sandpaper, not a heavy grit, and sand them this way and this way to condition them before you use them, okay? And let me just get this how I did this, and you really need a rolling pin. I have one, but I don't know where it is. I want either like a that clear plastic, I can't think of the name of it right now, or maybe a little silicone one if they make them like that. But since I didn't have one, what I did is I just took pieces of this Daz clay. Like I said, I'm not that fond of it, but I had it, it was open, and I was going to be using a lot of clay, so I decided to use that. And I flipped the letters like you would stamp them. You would stamp on this side. And I just took a bunch of that clay, rolled it up, and pressed it in there. Then when I got it out, I took my X-Acto knife and just went around it and cut it out. Now, if I had rolled it out, it would be really smooth, but I didn't. But that's okay because this is going to look old. But when I was drying my board, I knocked the E off of this counter onto our wood floor and it broke, but I can fix it. So I spelled out market with that, okay? So that is how I did that. And I didn't use my cornstarch or anything like that. Just want you to know that, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint this since it's pretty dry. I let it set overnight. Now it is brittle, like if it falls from a big height, it's gonna crack, but. So I think I'm going to take my antique parchment from Apple Barrel and probably this brush and just pour a little bit out in a paper plate. And I'm just going to paint these before I put them on. Normally I paint, I also took sandpaper and sanded the edges. I almost forgot to tell you that. Normally I paint them before I adhere them, but this time, since they're going to be a different color and they were going to be really thick, I thought I would try this. You could paint them black if you want, that would be pretty. There's the M. It is changing the color. I hope that's coming through. I can't tell. This light is just so bright. Okay, now I'm going to set these aside and let them dry. I'm going to get this back out. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that I have decided to try, I'm going to try to use the timber brown if I can, if it will show up. And then I'm going to get these barnwood stamps from IOD. And what I did is I left them on their little backing to use it sort of as an aid to help me stamp it. But you have knots, two different kinds of knots, and you have joints here, two types of joints. And then there's several like saw marks that you have, and I just cut it all apart. I just went through here and cut every bit of it apart, and then you have these different planks. And I think they're so pretty, okay? And I'm going to make sure that you put something down to ink them on so you don't get it on this. So I'm just going to, I think I can get almost a whole piece on here. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to start with this one. I'm hoping that this ink will show up, okay? And you just want to dab it on here. You want to have you some baby wipes too to clean your stamps with. Because you don't want to get anything down in there where you don't want to stamp. Okay, I think I've got everything stamped. Okay, and we're just going to turn this. Let's get this down a little bit. You want to hover where you want to be, then drop it, and then just hold with one hand and just gently rub with the other, because you don't want to smash your image, but you do want it to transfer. And this should give us a nice look of like real barn wood. Then we'll raise it. Okay, and that's what we're getting so far. I think that is really pretty. My ink could have been heavier. This ink is like, I don't know, it's almost like it's dried out. Now I'm going to take this one, ink it up. And right here, I got it in places that I didn't want it, so I'm just going to take my little wipe. You can use baby wipes, wet ones, and I'm going to clean that out of there. Okay. And I'm going to take this. Same thing, hover and press. But you can make plastic look like wood. You can do anything that you want. I think this is so neat. Just make sure you go over every little area. And then we're going to lift straight up. Okay, there's that one. Maybe a little hard to see. And I do think my ink is, I haven't used this that much, but it's like it's dried out almost. And I don't have any other ink to re-ink it. This one right here. don't shift. Lift straight up. Okay, there's that one. Now I need a little bit of probably this one. Not a lot of it either. I inked way too much. Okay. This one is my favorite, okay? Now let me see, I have to go, okay, now I'm going to put, I'm going to go ahead and come down through here, and I'm going to kind of stagger them this time in a different way, switching them up a little bit. This one right here. And if you're afraid that you might, not get it straight or whatever, you can always use tape to tape it off or draw lines, anything to keep you straight. I just decided to go for it like I typically do, okay? Then here is this one. Okay, and we are not done yet. So I've done that one. Now I'm going to my favorite that I really like. And to clean these, I just use very mild detergent, like hand soap, and a toothbrush. This one, put it right here. It is so hot, the heat index is in excess of 110 here today. I am like melting with all these lights. And then lift straight up. Okay, that's what we're getting, but we are not finished at all. I always get some right there because there's an empty spot. Lift this. Just right here. And lift it straight up. And then I'm going to finish off with my favorite again. Well, no, do I want to do that again? No, I think I better finish off with this one. Only need a little bit. And I store my inks upside down. Okay. On here. And lift. All right, so this is what we're getting so far, but we are not finished. Okay, now I'm going to take these little places that like hook them together, and I'm going to stamp them. Joint right here. And lift. And that's what we're getting. I think that's so cute. I should have overlapped some of these so my little planks wouldn't be all in the same direction, but you won't do that if you do yours. Learn from my mistakes. And we'll just put this one right here. It's the other one. Okay. So you can see how it's starting to take effect. All right, then I'm going to take this one. And make sure I get all this inked really well. Okay, and I'm going to put this one down here this time. Just rub it on. It's so easy to get a look of real wood put together. Okay. Do this one. Put it right here. I think it would have been better maybe alternating these little places, but I didn't. Okay, look at that. Okay, and maybe I will, now let's put some knots in here. Let's try each one of these knots. Since I haven't tried them before, I'm anxious to see what they look like. Alright, maybe we'll put this knot, put this one about right here. Okay, so we have us a knot there. And let's try this knot. This one is going to go right about here. Look at that knot. Okay, so we have some knots. And then, like I said, this other stuff is like saw marks, I think. So maybe I'll just put some on this one because I think that's a little flat and it needs something. Okay, and I think I'm going to put this I really think this needs something. I think I'll just put it right here. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, I think that added more texture to that one. Okay, and well, this is the only one I haven't used, so let's try it. I have no idea what it's going to look like. Let's put some blades right in here. My K went overboard, but it didn't break. I'm very happy to say it did not break. Okay, and we'll lift it up. Okay, I'm liking this. Look at this. So pretty. All right. So let me go wash my stamps, and then, I don't know, I kind of think maybe I need something like maybe right in through here, because I can see where I slid down a little. That looks better. Okay, let me go wash my stamps and then we will continue. Okay, I've washed all my stamps and this is what we have so far. Okay. Now I'm going to take my letters because they are dry, and I'm going to try to figure out where I want, but they're a little damp on the, no they're not, okay. Kind of see where I want to mark it, because I want this to just look old. You know how I am. And I've got to move it back some, I know. A bunch of my letters fell. I was just fortunate that they didn't break. All of them. I think 3 fell at a time. How far? It's hard when you're up so close to something to see if that's how you want it. And you could get a straight edge if you wanted to put these on with. But I think I'm going to go for it. So I have my Type Bond. And here's my letters since I painted them. Still, I can feel the coolness coming through them. Make sure you get all the way out to the end. Like I said, I really have got to get that blue. Like I said, I really went off the radar and I didn't do anything while I was off. And I should have paid attention to where I had this. Oh well. I go all the way to the edges. I've got to get some baby wipes or some wet ones. That was my last one. I think I'm scooting them closer. White sign with black letters. whatever you wanted. Gray is always pretty. And then my poor little E, I'm gonna have to put together. I'm really surprised that that's all that broke off. Okay, and then we just have to put our T on there. Okay, this is what we have so far. I think that is really cute. Let me see if I want to do something. Okay, I went in there and I found my Finnabar Rusty Brown. I haven't used this one before. And I have that little plate that I bought from Dollar Tree. And can I find it? No. So I'm going to have to clean my craft room. It is beyond a mess. Okay, you're supposed to use your fingers to put this on with, or maybe like a wax brush. I'm gonna try this little Q-tip and see what I think of just coming down there on the sides. That's what I did to the M. I like that. They don't look so, primo perfectly when everything else is kind of old looking. And I'm not really even being particular when I do it. I definitely could. Some I'm putting a little heavier than others. And I'm kind of refining my technique. Yeah, see, I like that R. I think that really turned out well. I'm going to work on my M some more. Oh, I'm really liking this. Okay, then we'll do our E. Okay, now you could even, if you wanted, you could take those stencils of those flowers and put some flowers like here and here, like it was a flower market, but I don't think I'm going to do that right now. I may change my mind later, so let's take a look. Well, here it is. I love it. It is so pretty. Look at that. It looks so old. I love that Finnabar wax on those letters. I'll bring it up really close. I just think they look aged. And I love how that board looks. It's so easy to make a custom farmhouse sign for your home. I love it. Now, like I said, you could put, and I may later, I don't know. I'm trying to make sure, yes, I spelled market right. When you're up close, anything can happen. But you could take those transfers and put on here, maybe with some flowers. I think that would really make this pop further. But I'm going to try to put this over top of my hutch. Now my husband's going to have to hang it for me, so I don't know if I don't think I can even just set it up there because I don't think you would be able to see it. But I'll put it somewhere just sitting down so you can look at this. But I love how this turned out. Like I said, you could put maybe a bouquet of like some flowers coming up this way or just on the corners opposite each other. You could do so much. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out on YouTube. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe and become a member of our family. And if you subscribe, hit that notification bell and set it to all so you won't miss an upload. So I will see you tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm not sure, some sort of haul. Like I said, I really didn't do much. We watched our Amazon Fire Stick almost the whole weekend. We really played, we just vegged out. That's all we did. We really got some rest. We slept late and just watched TV. So let me go get Maggie, who is not very happy right now, and let her say hi to you. Well, here is the baby, and she has to wear her little panties for a while, and she's not happy. She's just grumbling and grumbling. Say, I don't like it, do I? Say hello. Say I love you. Say I missed you. Yes. So until next time, bye guys.